Hi everyone, and welcome to the Dassault Systems 3D Experience Forum here at beautiful Caesars Palace. Today we're talking with Luca Benporath, Vice President of Sales for PLM MES for HCL.
Yep.
Valued partner of Dassault Systems.
Indeed.
Luca, could you tell us about the background between Dassault Systems and HCL and how far that partnership goes back and what are some of the great benefits of it?
Sure. So the history of the partnership goes way back. Of a company that HCL has acquired called Geometric. Geometric used to be one of the strong partners for Dassault. Actually today we are partnering with Dassault with 4 different levels of partnership. First of all, we are systems integrators of the 3D Experience platform and all other technologies. Second, we are customers of Dassault Systèmes because we purchase and we use Dassault Systèmes technology in our engineering services. Third, we have been developing some parts of Dassault Systèmes technology for some years. And fourth, we also have put together some joint ventures in the past with Dassault Systèmes, like 3DGS.
Wow, that's fantastic. So that really typifies a strategic relationship overall.
Absolutely.
All built to strengthen and deliver great results to our shared customers.
Absolutely. That's a great partnership, and we look forward to continue for the future, and it's really exciting.
Great. And what are you seeing with regard to the whole aspect around industry renaissance, which has been spoken about here, and digital transformation? How are you helping your customers evolve using the 3D Experience platform to accomplish their goals?
Well, first of all, I have to agree that's an exciting time. Industry renaissance is really coming. Companies really understand that product data and CAD data now have to be used across the whole company. And the only way to use it is through a platform. So now we help customers first understanding the use of a platform and what are the advantages that that platform can bring. So we provide services from top consulting to really establish the maturity level of our customers, to understand what is the value, what is the return on investment that they can get from this platform. And then we roll out all the services from implementation to application management in order to follow the life cycle of the platform and our customers as well.
It sounds as if you've built an ideal framework to be able to meet every customer at the specific cadence or overall progression rate that they have. Can you speak to your experiences with regard to PLM and as it relates to manufacturing operations management, and then how that is in turn enabling your customers to move more into the industry renaissance?
That's a very good question. Actually, we see that engineering and manufacturing are worlds that for so many years have been very, very distant and different. Engineering has been centralized, where application has been centralized. Initiatives were also global. When you come into the shop floor, you see that every factory has technologies and processes on its own because they come from acquisitions, they come from different backgrounds. So meeting this global meets local kind of concept is really a challenge for those who want to have end-to-end processes between engineering and manufacturing. So one of the key success stories that we had in the past in connecting these two worlds is really making sure that IT, process, technologies, and people, we could really define which ones were going into the engineering part and which ones they could go into the manufacturing. And we see now with the platform concept that the MES, MOM world is going more and more for global and centralized management rather than case by case.
Are you finding that the 3D Experience platform, with its duality of approach about business models and system of record, are an ideal complement to that trend that you're seeing in MES and MOM?
Absolutely, because it is an enabler of this transition from global, to local, and really make sure that data that are produced anywhere in the company can be shared, can be used for benchmarking, for example, which has been the big problem of manufacturing companies in the past, not being able to benchmark, manufacturing units and be able to see which ones could be effective for some performances. So actually the platform is the ideal way where companies can go quicker into that connection.
Every manufacturing manager I've ever known would love to be able to take that one manufacturing facility or factory that is exemplary, that's excellent, and be able to replicate those processes across all their factories. Is that what you're seeing with the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, that ability to create best practices, centers of excellence, and then be able to propagate that throughout a production network?
Absolutely. There has been many harmonization programs across some customers in order to harmonize processes and technologies. But every time has been a battle between plant managers. Of course, nobody wanted to give up their best practices.
Yes.
Then when the platform comes and best practices, then it's something that is kind of unified factor. And so it really helps people to take the right decision.
Yeah.
And therefore, because these best practices have been used by many other companies, it is much easier to converge into that sort of harmonization.
So you're seeing digital transformation being able to knock down the barriers of resistance to change and allow all those plant managers to share knowledge, and they all excel together because they're sharing data much more effectively than before.
That's exactly the point. And of course, we're not only talking about the integration between engineering and manufacturing, we're also talking the same silos that you get with supplier collaboration and supply chain, with sales and after sales, or even product costing. There are silos, and I've seen presentation today and yesterday saying that silos will always be there. You need to have a unified platform in order to break those silos, or at least bring the best practices across the whole enterprise.
Yes. And one of the keynotes this morning talked about how quickly information can move, and it strikes me that, based on what you're saying, is that with greater collaboration, the ability to intermediate across these silos, data and knowledge become more valuable than cash, because
Absolutely.
Data and knowledge drive cash.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's really a mix. I mean, we start with a technology, but it also brings processes and best practices, and most of all, a unified language. Once again, if you go to an after-sales engineer, he will not speak the same language of a manufacturing engineer or a product design engineer. The platform, using the same data, the single source of truth, with different information that are valid for different people across the company, but then you have the same language across the whole enterprise.
Yeah. And this is especially important in the current very fertile merger and acquisition environment in North American manufacturing, where so many manufacturers are either for sale or being acquired because of low cost of capital, where you want to have that same voice of the customer and the same linguistics or lexicon, even if they're buying companies offshore. Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah. We've come across, for example, some cases of automotive mergers and acquisitions. The market is converging through a few players.
Sure.
Just to mention, the acquisition of Opel by Peugeot Citroën.
Yeah.
Or Renault Nissan acquiring Mitsubishi. So these are large acquisitions, and within 12 months, the company that has acquired wants that the company that has been acquired is up and running with their own PLM. And the only way to do this is to aggregate everybody into a collaborative platform.
Absolutely, and sharing that same lexicon enables them to create a much more globally organized and synchronized type of environment. What are you seeing in terms of PLM and its implications on product quality of these merged and acquired companies? What's coming from your customers and your prospects?
That's another big challenge, because the expectation when companies are merged is that the quality stays the same at the highest level. And the concept of platform is also a concept that you use in automotive, where you basically build or design 80% of a car, which is kind of brandless, and then only the 20% on top makes it a Citroën or a Peugeot or an Opel.
Yeah.
So quality has to stay the same, regardless of the brand. And that is why, manufacturing operation systems and PLM have to keep the quality absolutely at top level and really harmonized across different enterprises.
Luca, pleasure.
Thank you.
Fascinating discussion.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you. And if you'd like additional information on the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, please go to our website. Make it a great day.